Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Pendragon here, and I have some more information on the upcoming expansion pack for Sims 4 called Get Together. So this information comes courtesy of simfans.de, which is a German Sims website. They reported this information from the producer presentation at Gamescom that's going on right now. So far, first off, this information right here has to do with groups and clubs. So it's reported that you can have from 2 to 8 Sims in one group. So originally I had thought that the clubs were actually dance clubs, but in reality they are actually like social clubs. So that's something I should probably clarify right now. So there's different kinds of clubs you can make, whatever kind of clubs you want to make. One example that they gave was that you can make a club where the Sims play chess and they have to woohoo, and they nicknamed it the Check and Mate Club, which I thought that was a pretty clever name for a club. So there's different kinds of clubs you can make with different goals that you can actually set for the Sims. Uh, the next piece of information was that your Sims will be able to join 3 different groups, but there can only be one active group at a time. So that's pretty good to know. It's also stated that groups will also be available for children and teens. So it doesn't matter how old your Sims are, your Sims will be able to create and join a group. It's also been noted that NPCs also form their own groups, which I thought was pretty interesting. So there will be already pre-made groups, and you can either join those or you can make your own. NPCs can have their own. So it's pretty interesting, which goes into the whole social thing that's going to be the basic theme of the pack. It also says that group progress bar will be similar to the romance and friendly bar. So if you notice the bar up here, you see that it says the character is happy and it shows the current relationship. It's going to be a similar bar to that. Okay, so next up, it also states that other Sims in the club can walk together and do the same things as the active Sim slash the leader. So whatever Sim is the leader, they are basically the controller of that particular group, and they can tell the Sims what to do, and they can all gather together and do things together, like do dancing or do uh, the dress up in the closet, and various other things that will be in the pack. Another interesting thing they mentioned was that the leader can set the rules and have a plumb bob crown. So I wonder what that's going to look like. I wonder if it's just going to be a crown on top of a plumb bob, or if it's going to just be, I don't know, an actual crown itself over the Sims head. So this way you know uh, which one is the leader of that particular group. Uh, Along with that, they mentioned that there will be plumb bob modification if you create a social group. So I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure if it means you can change the color or the actual shape or make your plumb bob something different. So that's something that's going to be interesting to know as more information comes out about this particular pack. As a part of a group, you can also create your own dance routine with your group. So that's pretty interesting. I'm not sure what kind of dances you could do. I don't know if it's pre-made or if you can actually select the different ones or what the whole all of that entails. So that's going to be interesting. Next up, it says when creating a club, you can set their requirements, decide what behaviors they have, choose their preferred hangouts, and even give them distinct rewards. Sorry. So basically, it's kind of like a mini job type of thing, in where you reach the certain ranks and you get the certain rewards for it. So that's pretty interesting that you're gonna have your own behaviors put for the different clubs. So you can make like the Woohoo Club or the Insane People Club or the Dance All Night Club. Whatever you want to do, you seem to have a wide range of freedoms to it. So that is actually pretty interesting to see that they're giving so much freedom to the players. So next up is information about Windham Berg. This bit of information might be exciting for a lot of people. Me myself, um, I'm interested to see the kind of lots that people create with using the new lot size. So basically, now there will be a 64 by 64 lot size, something I didn't think was going to be possible in Sims 4, something that didn't even look like it was even a thought in their minds. So, builders rejoice! We will now have a 64 by 64 lot size. How many there will be? Don't know. I'm hoping it's more than one. Maybe I'd imagine based on the 50 by 50s we have, there probably will be maybe two at the most. The size of Windham Berg, which is saying it's called a new world now. It's not just a neighborhood. It says it's as big as base game worlds, basically as big as Willow Creek is. So if you liked Willow Creek and you liked how big it was, and you weren't a big fan of like say New Crest, which was itty bitty or whatever, we will now have basically a big brand new world with 64 by 64 lots in it, which is pretty awesome. Because now we have another place to put some of the bigger lots, and hopefully it'll look pretty good and it won't look kind of awkward or weird. So I'm kind of interested to see what that's gonna look like. It also mentions that the ruins are a mix of a lot of customizable and public spaces, which is pretty interesting because that means that you can basically customize the ruins to look however you want. Which I wonder how many ruins there will actually be. They've only shown one so far in the trailer, but I guess it doesn't matter because you'll be able to actually create your own, which is kind of intriguing. So next up will be the features. It says kids can play in the closet. So I guess that's another place where kids can play and goof around. It says natural pools are a new feature. You can build and decorate natural pools. They are even a new venue type. So basically, the natural pools are like a small lake or a pond that you can swim in. If you've watched the trailer, you might have seen there was a big area where the Sims were swimming in and there were lily pads and stuff. That is the natural pool. So you can actually create natural pools. Maybe you can make like a pool swimming community pool type of a thing. So there will be that as well. And you can decorate it similar to how you can decorate um, the the pools and the little the water areas that you can create in your on your lots. So that's pretty interesting. It also says that there will be an espresso bar, just like we kind of figured. Uh, from the trailer, there was the cafe, and they had mentioned there will be cafes. But the interesting thing about the espresso bar is that it says new drinks with effects on the mood will be available. So more stuff for moodlets. As if we don't have a bunch of stuff already, plus the upcoming Cool Kitchen stuff with the ice cream machine. There is yet another stuff to do with moodlets. So there's multitude of things that are going to affect Sims moods. We just got to figure out which ones will be the more positive ones and avoid the negative ones, unless we want to be mischievous, of course. It also says here that you can build your own cafe and run it if you have the Sims 4 Get to Work expansion pack. So it's interesting that they are actually going to put a bit of synergy between the two packs. Because of the retail function in Get to Work, you'll be able to actually run your own cafe. Which brings up an interesting thought. I wonder if they're going to do that in future packs where they will have some sort of kind of retail style of a thing, and then because you have Gets Working, it can actually run it, which is going to be kind of cool if they ever come out with restaurants. And I wonder if that also affects clubs, discos. I mean, if you'll be able to actually create and run your own disco, which would be pretty cool. Um, Next up is new traits and aspirations. It says you can hire the barista, which is like a bartender for your home. So if you want to have a even more fancier party, you can actually have a bartender at the in the party, along with the the catering and everything else that you set up. And finally, it says there are something to do with skills. It says DJs can pump up a crowd. The better the DJ, the more life you're putting into your party. So it, basically, this pack is mostly about partying and social interactions, as you can imagine from all the stuff they've come out with. So if you want to have like a really kick-ass party, basically you're going to need to have a barista, you're gonna have to have the DJ, and of course luxury pack for the fountains and stuff like that. So they're doing a lot of synergy from the looks of it. So it's going to be an interesting pack, needless to say. The thing that does have me most excited is the size of Windham Berg and the lots. The 64 by 64 lots is pretty exciting because I'm kind of used to the way the large lot sizes from The Sims 4. I mean, The Sims 3, sorry. So it's kind of cool that we're gonna finally get those bigger lots back, and hopefully it's a trend that goes forward, and we'll get more of those larger lots instead of these smaller lots. So that's all. Oh wait, and finally, one last bit of information before I forget. It says you can create your own dance routine, which I think I mentioned actually earlier. So never mind that. But there's all the information we've got so far from Gamescom. Lots and lots of information about the pack. We still have about 3 months more or less to go before the pack actually does drop. So there most likely will be more information that will be released as the weeks move on and we get closer to the actual release date. Because we still don't know about hairstyles and clothing options and decor pieces and some other bits of information like how the DJ works exactly and the kind of dance routines we can come up with. So a lot of information, pretty interesting stuff. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of the pack now with more information coming out. And stay tuned as I post more videos about the information as it happens to come along. So thank you all for watching, much appreciated. And stay tuned for upcoming videos. Gonna do some more videos on the Sims, more builds. I have more builds I have to do, and some on how to do some cheats in case you're curious about how the cheats work. So thanks again for watching, much appreciated. And as always, until next time, take care, everyone.